Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Last we left off, we made our way through Harvest Valley, the Poison Valley. Well, apparently it was a mine for something, and I guess they filled it with poison, but there's kind of a reason for it, but we'll kind of get to that later, but for now we made our way through Harvest Valley. Um, Came on to the first open pit area with the first overseer. Just kind of cleared out the little crawly guys with their bow, took on the overseer, the skeleton, looted various items, mostly faded souls, some upgrade materials here and there, shards, large shards, stuff like that. So after clearing out the first pit, made our way into like a little cave in the poison down below, and we came upon Gavlon. Lonesome Gavlon. Yeah, that's his second location after No Man's Wharf. So he'll first show up in No Man's Wharf, then he'll show up here in Harvest Valley, and his final location is in the Doors of Pharos, which is going to be a little while from now. But yeah, so now he should have moved to his final location. Gavlon. I love Gavlon. So we just kind of talked to him. Well, he didn't have anything new, but we did sell a bunch of stuff to him. So yeah, the only thing he restocks is the Ring of the Giants. He doesn't restock his poison arrows, unfortunately, or his throwing knives, unfortunately. But well, he will at his final location, but not now, I guess. But anyway, so we talked to him. Looted the chest next to him, which I believe had a fire seed. I think it had. I don't quite remember. Either that or Divine Blessing, one of those. Yes. And then we kind of before exiting the cave, we dropped down into the poison, used Cat's Light to kind of help us see, looted another chest, which I think had a fragrant branch of yore and another item of some sort. I think that one had a Divine Blessing, with the one next to Gavlon having the fire seed. But anyway, so we made our way back out to the pit. Pressed forward, where we first encountered our first desert sorceresses. Yeah, the pyromancers who love to lob fireballs at you. Luckily, their fireballs have like a pretty steep arc, so it's as long as you don't get too close, you can hit them out with a bow or a spell or something, and it shouldn't be too bad. I just wouldn't recommend getting close. They do have like a close range combustion that's pretty powerful, and it could probably one-shot you if you're not careful. So yeah, so we took care of the two in that little valley. Opened the door, looted some urns or hexing urns. Found the next bonfire, and after that we took our time picking off the 3 crystal lizards in the next zone. Yeah, and it's the bonfire and like the room or like the little area right next to it has 3 crystal lizards, so we just took our time picking them off one by one. And I think all 3 of them dropped a regular shard, large shard, and a pale stone. So definitely worth it, I think, just for the shards. Yep. And then after that, we hooked a left towards like a little alcove. I won't say alcove, but we went left. Towards, I was like a barricade, smacked it once to get the overseer's attention on the other side, got past him, and had him break open the other wall other barricade. Yeah, those big barricades requires the overseers. You can't break them yourself. You have to have an overseer to do it. So we got him to break the other one, then we took care of him, looted behind the barricade, which was I think an old knight's pike, and a great shield, which, I mean, the old knight stuff's cool, but it has like no durability, so it's only really good for like a single fight, and that's about it. So, but we looted that, some soul items, I think some random stuff. Yep. And then we came down, and instead of going back towards the crystal lizards, we hooked a left towards a room which I knew was going to be very dangerous, but It's one of those where there's 4 artificial undeads, and they're all tethered together. And by that, I mean if you aggro one of them, they all aggro onto you. So they're all like chained together and aggro. So yeah. So we hopped in, did our best. I thought I could back out the way I came, but I guess not. It's a little drop down, so you're kind of stuck in that room. Well, you're not really stuck, but there's no going back. So I didn't realize that. I got stuck in a corner. Yeah. And that ended pretty badly. So came back, did it again. Went better the second time, but I got greedy and I got paid the price. So died again in that one little area. Yeah. Artificial undeads are pretty tanky and they're pretty strong, but they're slow and they don't like to stagger. So that's, but yeah. So went back for a third time, switched over to my trusty wing spear, and we did short work of them. So that's, oh yeah. Yeah. So we cleared them out. The little barricades in that little area you can break open by yourself, so you don't need the artificial undeads to break them. You can actually break them yourself. So we went around, broke the stuff. I think it was some soul items, some gems. I think maybe something else. I don't quite remember, but. And then we found the path leading back to the area of the crystal lizards. And then and before heading to the next zone, we kind of just took a ladder down into like a little dark, poison-filled tunnel. Luckily, I did use cast light to help us see, so we just kind of ran through the tunnel. I think it was a skeleton down there. Nothing too dangerous, but yeah, ran through the tunnel, up a ladder, looted a chest with I think a poison stone and some poison resin. Back down the tunnel, back up the elevator to the crystal lizard area. I think at that point we rested, and then we took on the next little open pit. This time there was 2 overseers, as well as a desert sorceress that likes to bombard the area. Yeah, that desert sorceress is up here in the peak, so you can't get to her. So you're just gonna have to, like, I would say not stand still, but try to move around. You'll still probably get hit by her, but as long as you don't stand still, you should be okay. And so we also encountered our first undead iron worker, the guy with the giant hammer. Yeah. So I think we took care of him first, and I think we went over and dealt with a mannequin that was sitting in ambush. Who was gracious enough to drop his claws, so that's always nice. And then after that, we dealt with the 2 overseers. I think we used range for them, as well as the little crawly guys in the pit. We clear out the pit of some shards, large shards, I think a chunk or 2, and a slab. Yeah, having that slab is actually really good, because that's the 3rd one. Did a tricky jump into a tunnel, which we didn't really need to do, but I did anyway, just for like I think a random item. Yeah, and then figured out that that's a little tunnel that some of the crystal lizards would run into. So it just leads us back into the open pit. So, and then after that, we went up to the left, where we found the shrine to the Warriors of Sunlight. Yep, we didn't join the Covenant yet. Otherwise should, just to get the ring, because the ring does boost miracle damage by a little bit, but any little bit's really helpful. So yeah, I haven't joined the Covenant yet, so I don't have the ring, but we did learn the gesture, the praise the sun gesture, so we have that. Yep, and after that we came into Earthen Peak proper. Yep, just kind of tiptoed in, let the steel workers just kind of run through the poison pots to poison themselves and die. And yep, I think we started off on the lower the lower level, where was a mannequin. Then we eventually ran to Lucatiel. Yep, we found Lucatiel of Mira. Yeah, she's down in the lower level of the Earthen Peak. Yep, and since that was our 3rd encounter with her, she gave us the Ring of Steel Protection +1. Yeah, so she gave us that ring. She only gets that to you again at the throw encounter after you summon her for 2 boss fights, and she survives. So, and I think we used so after talking with her, we used a Pharaoh's Lockstone to open up a Pharaoh's door, which had a poison bite ring inside. Couldn't have gotten that at the beginning of the area, but better than nothing, I say. And then after that, we came up the next level in the Earthen Peak here, dealt with another sorceress, another steelworker, some mannequins, some undead prisoners, and then we encountered the little beetle things. I don't quite remember what they're called, but I think they're some sort of beetle. Yeah, they're not very dangerous, but I think it was another trapped chest up there. Yeah, I think it was a trapped chest up there. I don't quite remember what it had. I don't quite remember. I don't know. You'd think I would remember this stuff, but... And then after that, we did a jump down to like a little side area. There was another artificial undead. And then there was like little mannequins hiding in the corners as we went through the chest. So just watch your corners in here. Mannequins love to pop out of the walls and on from the ceiling and all that stuff, so just be careful. And at the end of the hallway was a chest containing a heavy crossbow +3 and some bolts. Could be useful in the boss fight, but he's pretty easy anyway. So after getting the loot there, we jumped back down, came back up, and we took on the Covetous Demon. Yep. The boss of Harvest Valley. Yep. The Covetous Demon. Probably the easiest boss in Dark Souls 2. He's not very dangerous. He does have a grab attack where he will strip you of your items. He won't take it from you, but he will forcefully unequip all your items. All your armor, all your weapons, all your rings. Yeah, all that stuff. So just try to avoid that. If it does happen to you, try not to panic. Just quickly slap on a weapon and just continue from there. The only other dangerous thing is if you stick to his side by his arms, he tends to do a little flailing around, rolling attack kind of thing, which can hit pretty hard. But the best place to be is by his tail. So he'll try to turn towards you, but if you keep to his tail, he'll just turn. But there are undead prisoners in jars hanging from the ceiling in the boss arena. If you do break the jars with either iron arrows, iron bolts, throwing knives, fire bombs, that kind of stuff, undead prisoners will fall to the arena, and he'll focus on them. So he'll go and he'll gobble them up, freeing you up for even more attacks. So that's kind of why he's really easy. So we beat him up, got his soul, and came here to the bonfire, and I think that was it. I believe that's all we did. I might have gone back to Majula to level up, but I don't quite remember. But anyway, that was basically all we did. Just Harvest Valley and the beginnings of Earthen Peak here. And between episodes, I did some more item farming. I farmed the one sorceress down there for her armor set. So I do have her full armor set, her hood, I wouldn't really call it a chest piece because it's just that. Yeah. her top. Okay, they call it a top. But so I have her hood, her top, her gloves, and her boots. Her hood is actually special. Her hood grants an extra 3 intelligence. So we go here to our stat screen. Our intelligence is currently 18, but if we take it off, down to 15. So +3. So some of these hoods, particularly the hoods or the helmets, there are various hood, helmet items that will provide stat bonuses. Usually intelligence or faith, and Desert Sorceress Hood is one of them. So, yep. So we got her armor set. She also drops the Lingering Dragon Crest Ring +1. So I do have one of those as well. She also drops Dragon Charms and Wilted Duskherbs, so she's actually a pretty good enemy to farm for particularly the Wilted Duskherbs, because those restore a lot of spell uses. So if you're a sorcerer heavy on spells, she's probably a good source for that. She's also pretty close to a bonfire, and if you're in the Covenant of Champions, so again, yeah, easy source for it. It's kind of uncommon, but yeah, so we farmed her for her items, and then we farmed the one mannequin nearby for its items. I have it will drop its chest piece, which I'm wearing here, its gloves, its boots, its weapon, and its shield, but I haven't gotten the shield yet. So I do have its weapon. It's a pretty cool looking, dagger. Yeah. It's got inlaid J's and everything. It does bleed as well, so for a dagger, it could probably inflict bleed pretty quickly, because it's just for sheer attack speed. So I farmed those two. Also went back to the Forest of Giants to farm the old Ironclads for their armor sets. I don't have the boots yet, but I have the rest of it. I think I went back to just grab the odds and ends of armor sets, like the Royal Swordsman's helmet I got, the Hollow Royal Soldiers, chest pieces. Yeah, just stuff like that. And I also upgraded some weapons, some armors. I upgraded the mannequin chest piece here to +3, the hood to +2 because that's all I had. I think I also upgraded something else. I'm trying to remember what else I upgraded. I also upgraded the dagger to +6 and put a poison, and I infused it with poison. Just for certain enemies, particularly in the Iron Keep. Because poison is very strong in this game, so having like a poison dagger or something just to quickly apply poison will definitely help in the long run. So I have that on standby for whenever I need it. I think that was... I also upgraded the blacksmith's hammer, thinking I might use it, but I don't know. I also traded with Dino and Tillo, or Smooth and Silky Stone and the Petrify something. And we got the Chandler's Trident. Yep. The same trident wielded by an old sorcerer. Tip is sharpened to smoothly, that is, suggests a degree of madness. They use strong attack for power channeling dance. Yeah, so we have that. So we can do the dance if we want. Also grab the Full Moon Sickle from the Artificial Undead. Yeah. Fortified with bronze branded steel, sliced with a fine smoothness. Hooks into flesh, then rips it apart to cause bleeding. And this drops from the Artificial Undead, so I went and got that. I think that was it, really. I can't quite remember anything else. I think I bought this from Duff, upgraded to +3 just in case I needed it. It is lighter than the Drangelic shield, and it's, I would say, almost as good. But it's definitely lighter. So I think that was it. Yeah, just upgraded some stuff, farmed for some items. I think I might have leveled up a bit. Yeah, I upgraded. I also leveled up a little bit. Our attunement to 16, so I have another attunement slot. Evened out our vigor to 20. I think I put some more points into, I think one more into adaptability just to get an even 100 agility here. Although attunement does also increase agility, but not as much. And I think I also upgraded my endurance a little bit, maybe like 3 levels or so. So yeah. So we're now at level 99. Yes, levels actually come pretty quickly in this game, so don't be surprised if you hit level 200 by the end. But alright, so yeah, that's all I did between episodes. Just I farmed some items, leveled up a little bit, upgraded some stuff. And for today, we're doing Earthen Peak. Yep, hopefully we can do all of it. There's quite a bit to do here. We'll encounter Pate again, his second encounter for us. We'll encounter Laddersmith Gilligan's also here. There's a few little, quote, secrets. Well, not really secrets, but some little out-of-the-way stuff for some good spells. There's a bunch of mannequins in here. There's the Grave Wardens show up here. I think there's another NPC invader. I think the Forlorn can invade in here as well, so we gotta keep an eye out for that. Yeah, quite a bit of stuff in here. So yeah, that's the plan. Earthen Peak. And our equipment for today, sticking with my Flamberge +6. I want to give this a try. I want to make this work because I really do like the Flamberge. But I mean, the Wing Spear is just probably better in Dark Souls 2, but I gotta give it a try. So I got the Flamberge. Again, I'll probably change out depending on the situation. Short bow. Got a parrying dagger because I think I can parry the mannequins. Practice a little bit. I think I got it down, but we'll see. If I can't, then I'll switch it to a shield, but I'm going to give my dagger a go. Our Sorcerer Staff. In our armors, the Sorcerer's Hood, Mannequin Top, Forlorn Gauntlets, and Drangelic leggings. Looking pretty cool. Standard ring setup, Corinthi, stone, blades, serpent ring, flask and gems. And here's here's my stats. Stats are starting to fall into place. Now I just gotta boost up our vigor, endurance, and vitality a bit more, our faith more, and probably work on our strength and dex eventually. But for now, we gotta focus on our vigor, endurance, and vitality. All right. And our spell is Great Soul Arrow and Magic Weapon. We have 2 copies of Soul Arrow and 1 Magic Weapon. Alright. Shall we get to it? I think I rambled on long enough. I think so. Alright. Yeah, no, we'll use our iron arrows. Alright, yeah, just be careful because they're, again, just keep an eye out. Mannequins will just drop in all willy-nilly whenever they feel like it. And all these pots are filled with poison, so just be careful. Yeah. Yep, you can see a mannequin in ambush. Yeah. You better not break that chest, because if I remember right, that's a very important chest we don't want him to break. Ah. Whatever. That works. Yep. So we disabled that ambush, so that's good. There's the bonfire later on, just above our heads. You can actually just see a Grave Warden right there. That's a Grave Warden. It's another 2 more mannequins with, bows. That works. Yeah, they inflict poison, so. I have no problem sitting here, so I don't have to deal with them later on. There we go. Definitely take out enemies at range when you can. I wouldn't be surprised if a mannequin hops down here. Nice. Alright, yeah, claw guys attack pretty quickly. Dodged way too soon. I thought you were going to get poisoned from that. These guys also drop Titanite shards pretty easily. Break that. Alright. Yeah, just drink. Yeah. Radiant Life Gem. It may seem like you can get past this wall, but you cannot. It is solid. So don't even. I've tried. When I first played this game, I was at this wall for a minute or so trying to figure out how to open it, but you can't open it. Nope. You cannot make this jump, not without a special armor piece, so don't even try. Right. Let's take a look at our surroundings. See 2 more mannequins in ambush. He's probably going to try and path to us. Alright, Grave Warden. Just too soon. Man. Delayed attacks are really not my strong suit. There we go. You're not dead, huh? Really? Wow. Ooh, we got a shield. Nice. Gotta keep an eye out for mannequins. We got his shield, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, he can drop his armor set and his weapon. Ooh, some dark damage, pretty good dark negations there. Actually, pretty good negations across the board. Silverback's shield imbued with the power of dark. The equipment of the wardens of the undead crypt are soaked in its darkness and permeated by its power. The grave wardens are said to know the name of every guest who rests in the crypt, no matter how long they have been with them. Wow, that's some good memory. Grave Wardens, huh? And it disappeared. Alright. So at least... Okay. Alright, some more mannequins, probably. I think he drops down from that ladder. Who's this? You are Devotee Scarlet, huh? Okay. That's alright. Coming down here. Here's that chest from that mannequin. Don't think you're trapped. Alright. And the pike. Cool. Really long spear. Who can wield it does provide some good strength scaling. Extended pull offers a very long reach even for its spear, allowing for attacks from safe distance. Weapon regimental rather than single combat due to its unwieldiness. If you can manage to effectively... Yeah. Really long spear. Yeah. Actually, how fast is this attack? I might have to give this a try. It's a longer wing spear. Different R2, but the R1 seem to be just as fast. So having that at range is going to be really good. Right. This is just lower. This is just raise that. Yeah. So if you didn't want to break the pot, you just use that. All right. I'm pretty sure mannequins are going to drop down here. we're dead. Drink. Drink. Why did you not drink? Yeah, that's... that particular thing there, they drop down, they immediately throw their poison knives, and there's 2 of them. So those aren't the ones I aggroed. The ones I aggroed had claws. He actually dropped down right next to them. I should have my poison moss on here. Alright. Earthen Peak and poison. Do not underestimate poison. Never, ever, ever. So we don't really have to deal with you. Ow. You guys hurt so much. I know I'm not wearing heavy armor and all that, but still. Alright. Thank you. How are you not poisoned? You usually get poisoned. Yeah, he likes dropping Tynite shards, so don't say no. Pretty sure you're resistant to magic. Kind of. Gotcha. Alright, so we'll leave those guys alone. They have different weapons. They have swords. They don't have daggers. Stay in the back. Oh. Oh. There we go. Almost rolled off there. That would have been really, really bad. Alright, let's grab our stuff. Yeah, you can't make this jump either, not without a special armor piece. So you're going to have to drop down there and jump across, and then jump across there. Yep. So we'll come back for that. So there is an armor piece that does extend your jump range, but you're technically not supposed to get that till New Game Plus. But hop up. Another Grave Warden. There you. Yeah, really early. And you got his boots, bottoms. Bombs worn by the Grey, crypto for the slumbering dead, making sure that they are not awoken. Be they king or peasant, wise or dull, rich or poor, the warriors treat them with the same care. Some ragged ass trousers. I think I had my Drangelic. Alright. So you want to yes. Mannequins just pop out of everywhere. Thank you. These guys have daggers. The ones earlier had swords. So this should be the bonfire. Nice. Lit the bonfire. Not gonna rust. We'll light the torch because we want to burn this contraption. Make sure you do this before you fight the boss. Set a light. Taking its sweet time. There it goes. Yep, top's turning, and these should stop here eventually. There it goes. Yep, it just takes a hot minute, but yeah, you definitely want to set that thing alight before you go into the boss room, because this pumps poison into the boss room. Yeah, and the boss will heal in poison, so if you don't light this afire, the boss can and will restore HP during the fight. So, get a view of the Harvest Valley. That's where the crystal lizards were at. That's where we first found the sorceresses. That's where we came in from over there. Let's head up. You can see the mannequins above us. Come on, I know you want to hop down. There we go. Oh, that works. Yep. Pressure plates. I think there's another one somewhere. Yeah, so. Ooh, black fire mobs. Yeah, yeah, definitely pluck the ambushers when you can. Ooh, the mannequin mask. Yep. Yeah, these mannequins don't have masks, but this is where you get it. Yeah, a fickle queen gave them life and tore off their faces. How else could she forgive those who dared gaze upon her? Yeah, it's just a pretty basic mask. Porcelain mask, kind of. But we want our hood. Oh, yeah. Alright, so let's, I'm almost certain there was another enemy drop down there. So let's try and get this guy too. Clear out the vases, just make some more room. There we go. Disable ambushes before they happen. Alright, so before going up the ladder, we're going to go out this way. So pretty sure this is where we meet Gilligan. Ow. Should have known. Should have known. You're supposed to listen to Captain Price. He's supposed to tell you, you know, check your corners, but I'll get to that here in a moment. Alright. Oh yes, an elevator up, but again, before we do that, we won't. Or is that these bodies spawning back in? Okay, it's probably these bodies spawning back in. Smash for Simpleton Spice. Nice. Again, I think that reduces intelligence requirements of spells. This is Bashful Ray. But out here is where we meet Laddersmith Gilligan. Right, before we talk to him, let's make sure we get this little guy. We don't want him accidentally spewing poison on us. Little Dusker. Nice. Alright. Laddersmith Gilligan. Yep. Seems to be kind of impatient, but I need that and then that. So I need a few more souls. That should be plenty. Alright. Alright, Gilligan. Nice to meet you.
Shush. You idiot. Stay quiet. I'm on the run. Don't give me away. You're a fugitive too, eh? Yeah? Why else would you be here? It's got death written all over it.
Yes, it does. Lots of poison.
You want to climb down here? I can lend you a ladder. But, how much can you offer me? Why, yep, I'm trying to help you, you know. Have you no gratitude? Downright rude, really. I've got a soft heart, so I let you off. This once.
2,000 souls? Definitely say yes. It's definitely worth the 2,000. So, just say yes.
All right. It'll be just a moment. Go on ahead. I won't offer this deal twice.
All he did was he moved one ladder from one side to the other. Like something we could have done, but no, we had to get the professional to do it. But anything else?
Oh, what is it? What do you need now? Huh?
Oh. Laddersmith Gilligan, yep. Learn gesture. Prostration. How about talk?
Have you heard? Well, apparently, there's this monster lady, right? And the poison, well, does wonders for her body. You know, the health and beauty and that sort of stuff. And I thought only human women were so petty.
Basically telling you that the boss is going to be, you know, possibly become healthy with the poison. So that's why I definitely burn the windmill. Yeah, just burn it. Anything else?
That creature, she was human once, you know. Yeah. In fact, she was wed to the prince of that nearby castle. But her husband, he had feelings for another. The princess was desperate and sought eternal beauty, hoping that it would restore the prince's affection. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this prince they're talking about is the same prince from the Belfries. As we learned from the Bellkeeper, you know, talking about how, you know, the bell belongs to the princess, you know, for her love for her prince and all that stuff. So, yeah, I think that's who who he's referencing here, or at least mentioning. I think it's that same story, but Mytha is her name, and I feel sad for her. But anything else?
Before long, the princess's ire transformed her into a monster. Now, listen here. When do you think this all happened? Long ago, when this very land was called something else. We say Drangelic now, but countless kingdoms have risen and fallen on this very spot. And this won't be the last. Oh no.
Yep. Again, with the countless kingdoms have risen and fallen on the same plot of land. Yep. The cycle ebbs and flows.
That damned hag just can't let her old flame go. She's going to get us all burnt.
It's gonna get us all burnt, yep, because her old flame is the old Iron King. I'm pretty sure that's who he is.
God almighty. I'm not going to die in this dump.
Nope, because you will make your way to Majula after we beat Mytha.
God, I'm...
Alright, I think that's all he has to say, so let's see what he's got. A reinforced club, very good weapon in Dark Souls 1. Yep. Designed as deadly club, starting to offer strong attack. This club also seems quick to fall apart, perhaps due to its shoddy craftsmanship. Ooh, 20 durability, I don't know about that. Yep. Here's the whip, we already have those. Claws. We might give it a shot. Weapon that attaches to the hands. Yeah, we're attacked by a scratching motion with these three-pronged claws. Inflict deep wounds and cause bleed. Only 30 durability, but we do have the bracing knuckle ring, so that could help. We have the wooden shield. Makes lightweight, easy to use, but shield is inferior to its metal counterpart. Still not too bad. Pretty good lightning negations, so... We'll grab 2 claws. Yeah. We might have some fun with that. Here's the black leather set. Yeah. Dark Souls 2 does use Dark Souls 1's kind of, alternate appearances for certain armors. The tattered cloth has that, male, female. The thief mask, the black leather set here, same thing as male, female. And I think, as well as I think it's the Wanderer set also has that. So... Since most people wearing them are up no good, not terribly effective as armor. Yep. Provides fair defense, which it does. Yep. Often used for those ill intent. Particularly crafted. Yep. So, nope, no. Just one. And it has here lacerating knives. Yep. Knives that cause bleeding. Yep. Rather than simply inflict damage, simple weapons easily utilized, limited range, deals little damage, can cause bleeding, target's max HP will be lowered. The aromatic ooze to apply magic to our weapons, and bleeding serum applies blood effects to our weapon. Yep. Yeah. Oh. We do want to buy this. Yeah. Small ornamental ladder is a quaint little thing, but only for show. This ornament does not seem to have any particular function and should not be worth much, but is sold at an exorbitant price. Yep. We do want it. We want to get it here, otherwise it will be more expensive once you move. So we do want to buy it. It is important for a quest later on, but
no, mate. These deals, they won't last forever.
I know. That's why we're buying it now. I think you're big enough. No. That should be plenty. Yes, I think that should be enough.
Oh.
Perfect. Yes. Yeah, because there's an NPC later on.
No, mate. These deals?
Alright, so, yeah, we need a ladder miniature for a NPC quest later on. It's for a NPC called Navlin. Yeah, he basically attacks you with murdering NPCs, and that's one of the items required to progress his quest line. So, I'll probably talk a bit more about that once we meet him, but it's going to be a while because he's in Aldia's Keep. which is near the, I would say near beginning of the end game. I would say that's what it is. But so buy it now because you will need it later on. So all right. Otherwise, you're gonna have to be killing them for it. But we don't want to do that. I don't like killing NPCs in general. So. Down here is a Ferrous Lockstone and Twinkling Titanite. Yep. Definitely worth the 2,000 investment. You could just drop down and grab it, but yeah. But I would say just buy it. I mean, just pay for the ladder. 2,000 souls comes and goes pretty easily. So that's Laddersmith Gilligan. He will move to Majula once we beat Mytha. So. All right. Onward into Earthen Peak. Yep. Yeah, that raises this structure here. We're going to wait for it to go. There should be something underneath. Yep. Quickly grab it. Soul Divine Blessing. We should be good. Oops. Oh. Whatever. But yeah, lift the elevator, quickly grab the items, run up here. Up. So. Boots, you don't want boots. Yep. I think there's a sorceress up there as well. Yeah, I think that's... That should just probably help later on. Actually, yep, there she is. You just see her right there. Ah, can't hit her. Nope. Alright, just down the hall. I think Pate's in this room. No, he's actually just beyond the door. Never mind. He's beyond that door. Backstab? Backstab. Was it worth it? Eh, not really. Cool. So on the other side of the sorceress here. Okay. I think she's the only one. Nope. No, she's not. Never mind. Easy there, lady. My game not accepting my inputs. There we go. Ooh, another hood. Right, so that's nothing there. Pretty sure you're a trapped chest, so I'm gonna get my shield out. Doesn't really matter. Alright. So again, if it's white smoke, block. Poison smoke, roll away. Yep. Alright. Oh. Alright. For a moment there, I thought got poison there. Yep. Alright. We have another ferrous lockstone. Nice. Good thing having those in our pockets. Alright. Yeah, I think you have to walk across the blades, but yeah, I think that's where the elevator goes, is up there. So the elevator should take us up to where that mannequin was at. Oh, no, it did not. So never mind. Well, kind of, but... Alright, another chest. I don't think you're trapped either. Or I don't think you're trapped. Yes. And the Mira shield. I think it was the shield of Lucatiel. Yeah. Pretty balanced. Yep. Yeah, shield issued to the proud knights of Mira's official order. In Mira, land perennially beset by unrest, the shield was a symbol of the great knights' strength and willingness to give their lives for their country. Yep, it's Lucatiel's shield. Yep. It's an okay shield. I mean, not the best, but it's there. Alright, so we're gonna... Oh, this is gonna hurt. Yeah, whatever. Should have put on the serpent ring, not the... Should have put on the cat ring for that, but... Alright. Going back up, ignoring everything else. I think we have to jump across, maybe? Without getting poisoned. Okay. Oh, I think it just... Oh, this just takes us on... I think I know where we are. Leave that there for a second. Ah, yes, I know where we are. Okay. Yeah, this is the ladder up. That's where the pressure plate was. Yep. In fact, mannequins should be on those little stubs out there. If we hadn't disabled the trap beforehand, they would have, hopped up. So this is where we are. It's actually not bad. Flame butterfly. Nice. If we haven't stopped the windmill, this would probably still be turning, and it's a death trap. So, yeah. Cool. All right. Let's go this way. I knew it. Ow. No throwing daggers. Yeah, just keep an eye out for all that stuff. All right. This jump you can make. It is kind of tricky, and if you miss it, you're like dead. Yeah. But it is possible. Because he can't path over. You basically have to jump and try to hit that right there. Right over there. I'm going to try. I'm probably going to die, but... let's die. Nice. Looks like it's going to break away if you stand on it. So just like be careful. Why do you not want to come this way? Ow. Just a bit early. These delayed attacks are going to be the death of me. They all are. They always are. This is Brave Warrior Crimson Water. Is that our first Crimson Water? Oh, yes. Greatly restores HP and spell uses. Crimson Water of unknown origin. Those who have experienced the powerful effect of this dimly lucent red water care not that its very origins are completely unknown. So basically, it's like a drug. Okay. Though known to some as red holy water, not everyone acknowledges its holy status. Okay, so it's basically just more of that. So the crimson and the rouge water are basically the same thing. Just one's more potent. More potent, I should say. Radiant Life Gem. I'm going to try and jump across. Oof, okay, that's always nerve-wracking. Jumps are always nerve-wracking. So we're going to break this. Let's just put on a cat ring. There we go. This door should open up. There we go. Oh, Pate was in this room. Okay, I thought he was on the other side of this door. Yeah, but this door can only be opened from this side, so... Okay, I should have known, but... Hey, Pates. Nice seeing you here. What brings you here, huh?
We went through a lot together. Take this as a token of our friendship.
And he gives us his armor set, weapon, shield, and ring. Yep. He'll give this to you if you summon him for at least one fight, and he survives. And you encounter him the second time. So for us, we summoned him for the last giants. He survived.
Don't be shy.
Oop.
They were meant for you.
Was not expecting that. But again, since we summoned for the last giant, he survived. This was our second encounter with him, so he gave us his stuff. Yep. Very generous of you, Pate.
Well, we meet again. There's treasure this way, but I have a bad feeling about it. I don't quite have the guts myself.
Don't have the guts yourself, huh?
Well, we meet again. There's treasure this way. I don't quite...
Okay. So, there's treasure that way, through the door. So, we'll go grab it. We'll come back. He might have some more after that. Anyway, let's just check out his stuff. Pate's spear, huh? Ooh, a lot of dexterity. But it's very good. Yeah. A long spear wielded by Pate. This appears to be a very ordinary spear, but seems to have accumulated power over the course of countless battles. It's not always advisable to stand out, especially if you have something to hide. Yeah, it's basically like a really long wing spear. That's what it looks like. About the same length as the pike. Just about the same length as the pike. Yeah, almost. It does need a lot more dexterity, so it's going to be a little bit. And we also got a shield. Ooh, very good against the statuses, but that's about it. Yeah, Pate's favorite great shield appears rather humdrum, but as in fact was forged by layering thin sheets of iron, a process that creates a shield with excellent defense for its weight. It is not always advisable to stand out, but especially have something to hide. Yep. I mean, it's not that much lighter than the others. But, and we also got his armor set, which is the warrior set from Dark Souls 1. Yep. Although it appears to be a custom helmet, it is in fact been meticulously customized. belonged to mild mannered pate. This has been considerably altered. Perhaps it was pillaged. Yep. Yep, it's the warrior set from Dark Souls 1. Again, it's one of those that has no male female look to it. As you can see, pate in the background is different from ours. The good old warrior set. I missed ya. That kind of works. A little bit better physical, but yeah, we'll stick to what we had. Okay. And he gave us a ring. A thorn ring. Yep. Ring counterattacks when damage is taken. Yeah, ring granted protection by Kreml, god of struggle. The ring's spike drives into the wearer's skin so that each blow taken fuels spite towards the perpetrator. When damage is taken, the ring retaliates and inflicts the damage upon enemies. Yeah, from what I understand, it's a chance to activate. It's not all the time. So if you get hit, there's a chance for this to do counter damage. I don't think it's much, but it is something. So, yeah. I would say it's probably pretty good if you're going to turtle behind a shield with a little bit, just under 100% physical defense, like Pate Shield. So you do take damage, so it could trigger the effect, but you're not going to take much. So, pretty good for tanking, I would say. But, alright. So that's mild-mannered Pates. So now we have his stuff. Nice. Okay, so the treasure is this way. Well, actually... No, you can't be... I don't think you're trapped, but... always be safe. Great heavy soul arrow. Okay. We already got one of those, right? Yes. So now we have two. Okay. Well, that's not the only treasure. There's actually another one. Get my dagger back. And there's this down here. Just walk this way. Well, was that the treasure he was talking about?
Well, good to see that you survived. Perhaps you're more rugged than I thought. In any case, the treasure is yours, since you went ahead, took the leap.
Okay, so that was the treasure he was talking about. Okay. But yeah, again, if you didn't open the door from the other side, it won't open from this side. So,
I prefer a more cautious approach. It's hard to know who to even trust these days. For instance, I've heard that a man is out for my life. Now, what misunderstanding could have ever led to that? The poor bloke must have quite an imagination.
Yeah, we get that dialogue because we freed Creighton. So Creighton's after Pates.
You be careful too, my friend. For trust can be a dangerous thing.
All right. Anything else?
You be careful too.
Okay. So I think that's all he has to say.
You be careful.
Yeah. All right. All right. So that's all he has to say. So that's our second encounter with Pate. We got his stuff. Yeah, we came this way, got the little treasure he was after, and yep. So now he should move on to his next location, which I believe is in Brightstone, Seldora, I believe. Yeah. So we'll meet him again. We'll meet him again. But first we gotta drop down. Yep, because down here is another chest. I don't think you're trapped. But in here is Lightning Spear. Yep, another copy. So now we have two. which means we have 6 casts. All right. I believe this is the jump you have to take. I believe, pretty sure you can make this jump, but we might roll off the edge, but there we go. Use a plunging attack just to stop you from going. Right. We have the poison broadsword and a human effigy. Yep. It's a broadsword on the poison path. Yep. Go do your little triggered attack. There we go. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we can make that jump across that way. Alright, so let's hope I'm right. Whew, okay. Because if I was wrong, I would have to do this whole level again, and that would have been poop. Alright. So now we just run up. I believe we can actually take the ladder up now, the other ladder. Up the stairs. I don't think this resets. Nope. Alright, so we can go this way now. We cleared out all the other routes. Yeah, so we came in from that way. So now we go this way. Cleared out those pots because this, I believe, is a fake wall. Yep. Will actually lead us to this sorceress who is raining down from above. This was the desert sorceress throwing fireballs down there. That's her. Spell quartz ring +1. Yep. It's a better spell defense ring. This is the one we bought from Carillion. This is the one we find here. So, if you don't want to buy the one from Carillion and just get this one, perfectly understandable. But I like having all the rings. Right. There's Mr. Gilligan. Hello, Gilligan. So if you haven't found him yet, if you find your way out here, you'll see him down there, and you'll try and find him again. All right. Lots and lots of poison pots. Try to clear the way. So in case I have to come down here, we don't have to worry about these pots. So there is a suspicious shadow on the wall. Or on the ceiling, anyway. Alright. And there's a suspicious shadow right there. Because there should be a sorceress right to our right. Right there. Yep, there she is. There's some more grave wardens. Alright. There we go. Again, I would not recommend closing the distance on them, because again, they have a short-range pyromancy that does a ton of damage. So just pick them off at range when you can. Alright. I think there's an invader in here. I'm trying to remember where. I think he's upstairs. Yeah. Those are like beetles. Yeah, little beetles. We'll deal with you in a second. Right, where are you, invader? I know you're here. Not invading? I remember there being an invader. It might have been a forlorn, but... Right. And this wall is not real. Da-da-da! Secret bonfire! Above the boss. So definitely try to find that if you're having trouble with Mytha. Otherwise you're going to have to run all the way through those mannequins and through these pots and all that stuff. And surprise, another fake wall. See an enemy. Yep. And I don't think you're trapped. We have a petrified something. Nice. Yeah, again, if you don't burn the windmill, this little thing right here would be filled with poison. Yep. So, yay. Alright. So we gotta clear out this little room. Bust out all the pots. Us. Alright. Blossom, life gem, life gem. Definitely clear out the pots in this room. Trust me on that. Just do it. Smooth silky stone. Nice. Alright. This Ferrous Lockstone just activates this little thing right here. It fills up with healing water. Yeah, it'll fully restore your health, cure your statuses, and all that stuff. So, I don't think it's worth it, but, it's there if you want it. Alright, this is a mimic. This is our first mimic. Yep. And the easiest way to tell is this little, if I can get into focus, yeah. All the mimics have a latch. So if you see a chest with a latch on it, it's a mimic. You can actually kind of see the teeth as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is a mimic. It can come in either a wood chest like this or a metal chest. And if it's a metal chest, it'll have 2 latches, not just one. But they all have latches. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think, I want to say the Lloyd's Talismans will put it to sleep. So, I'm going to give that a try here. I should have some Lloyd's Talismans, yeah. I think they still put you to sleep. Yes. Workhook and the Dark Gauntlets. Nice. Alright. So if you don't want to fight the Mimic, just throw Lloyd's Talisman. But we are going to fight ya. Back away. Because he will immediately wake up with a grab attack. The Mimic, yeah. Yeah, so if you hit a Mimic, he won't stand up, he'll perform a grab attack. So if you don't get away from him, he will grab you, and it's very deadly. Like, you'll probably die. I almost guarantee it. So, hit it once or twice and then back away. Yep. So, yeah. The Mimic. So now we have to be careful from this point forward. We got to be careful with our chests. So, yep. But he gave us the work hook. It's just a little fun little weapon, yeah. A hook that covers the hand. Clearly not intended as a weapon, but certainly sharp enough to shred its enemy's skin. Yep. You could be all pirate if you want. Our mateys. But, yeah. I mean, it has good... It does bleed damage, but it's just like kind of like a gimmick weapon at this point. So... He also gave us the Dark Gauntlets. Yep, this is the armor piece of the Dark Wraiths. Yeah, Gauntlets of a Knight subsumed by dark. No one knows the true identity of these men, who's said to freely manipulate dark. Old foreign legends describe them as poor souls who chase the lost art of life drain. Yep. Yeah, it's the armor set of the Dark Wraiths from Dark Souls 1. Yeah. All the mimics have a piece of it, so yep. It's actually not that bad. It's not terrible, but I don't think it's as good as the Forlorn. Alright. Alright. Do I really want to? I probably should. I'm trying to think if I want to change out my spells. Because Mytha is strong against magic, but I think we'll be fine. I have faith, because we will be summoning a particular NPC. Alright, just get these guys one at a time. Where were you going, buddy? Just a little late. I will get my parries down, don't worry. That's just not very practiced. Need stone, nice. Here we have poison stone, cool. Alright, so there's the boss that way. But I think this guy right here. Yeah, here he is. This is Jester Thomas. Yep, this game's Black Iron Tarkus. Yeah, this guy can destroy Mytha. Because he uses pyromancies, and Mytha is weak to fire. Yeah. So before we summon him, we're actually going to throw this on, just to help him out. Let's see, she does do spell damage. So put that on. That should be okay. Let's use a repair powder. Alright. Let's go, Jester Thomas. Let's go. Yes, we will summon Jester Thomas. He's one of those NPCs that you're just gonna summon, yeah. So yeah, Jester Thomas. Alright. So through this fall gate is Mytha, the Baleful Queen. Yep. Even though we drained her arena of poison, there's still a ring of poison on the outer edge. So yeah. So you can get poisoned, and if you're unlucky enough for her to run into the poison, she will heal over time as long as she stands in it. So yeah, it's best just to try and keep her in the middle. Yeah. She does use magic attacks. She does use spells. I think you can parry her, but again, you can't riposte. She is resistant to magic, weak to fire. Yep. Should be a straightforward fight. Hopefully not too bad, but it's been a while since I've played Dark Souls 2, so I'm probably going to die here, but I guess we'll find out. Do I have... well, I have that. Oh no, she's strong against magic. Yeah, she's basically immune to poison. Yeah. Keep that on just in case. Throw that on. That's actually not that bad. No, I think we'll just stick with this. I need something good. Well, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright. I think that should be good. Never mind. I'm just going to stick with two-hand. We're just going to dodge. I'm overthinking it. Alright. So this should be Mytha, the Baleful Queen. Alright. You ready to test Jester Thomas? Let's go. Come on. That's a grab. Stamina back. Yeah, she's in poison, so she's slowly restoring health. You can actually cut her tail off if I can do that. Ow. Let's heal up. Yeah, Jester Thomas. Yeah, Jester Thomas. Mytha, the Baleful Queen. Yeah, Jester Thomas makes this fight like stupid easy because again he just does powerful pyromancies and Mytha's weak to pyromancies or weak to fire. So your job is just to keep her in the middle here so she doesn't heal up. But yep, yeah. Again, not too bad. Yeah, she's had some delayed pokes and some spells, but for the most part, not too bad. Yeah, she does have a grab attack. Luckily, we avoided it. It is possible to cut her tail, but you don't get anything out of it. Yeah, you don't get any tail cuts in this game. Oh, you can cut tails, but you don't get anything out of it. So, they're not worth it. It is possible, but yeah. Yeah, so, again, she does magic, weak to magic, or she's strong against magic, she does magic, she pokes. Yeah, it's not too bad, And we got her soul. Mytha, the Baleful Queen. The queen sought the king's affection, even poisoning herself to attain beauty, despite the monstrous consequences. All for the compelling madness known as love. Yep. So she poisoned herself just to get the king's affection, but the king loved someone else, and the poison eventually turned her into a monster. Yeah. And I guess the king chopped her head off for transgressions against his lover, I guess. But yeah, ooh, it's a mural on the wall. I can't really see. Yeah, just probably fancy patterns. All right. But yeah, Mytha. Yeah. Again, if you don't destroy the windmill outside, this whole place would be filled with poison. So it's a real pain in the ass. Yeah. Let's put this back on and put this back on. All right. And we just continue forward. This should be an elevator this way. Yep. Yeah, I don't think there's any fake walls in here, so. Okay. As some would say, one impossible elevator ride. I don't think there's any fake walls in here either. So but here we have the Iron Keep. Everyone's favorite Iron Keep. Oh yeah. Yeah, just walking across this bridge will get you invaded by either one of two different NPCs. Those are, yeah, the Elan Knights, and this is a real fun place. A lot of good stuff in here, but it's ugh. And you can see items out in the little pathways, which are on fire, which can kill you like really quickly. It's like right here. This might kill us. Just to show you how quickly this burns. Yeah, that was a ton of damage. One instance, and there's an item right there. So yeah, we might have to come back here for these items once we have some really good fire defense. Yeah, but here we are, in the Iron Keep. Let's go back to Majula. I want to go back to Majula. There he is. So, since we beat Mytha, Gilligan's over here. Alright, Gilligan. Nice seeing you here.
Wait. You found your way out, too. The name's Gilligan. Don't make me say it twice. All right. What do you want? I have everything you need.
Yep. So now he still sells his stuff, but again, they're more expensive. Yep. And we also bought the miniature, so he only sells one of those. So you can also set up ladders.
You want to go down that awful hole? You must have lost your marbles. Fine, fine. I'm happy to be of service. You need a ladder then, sure enough. But you'll have to show some generosity.
So we have 3 different lengths we can buy. Yep. I do recommend buying all of them, because in order to get his special item, you have to purchase, I think the 12,000 is enough, but I end up buying all of them just to get to all the places down there. So for 16,000 in total, but we'll come back for this later. So
Fine. It's not my business anyway.
well, so you can set up ladders to help you get down the pit here without falling. So anyway, anything new to say, Gilligan?
Oh, I should have listened to the warnings. This place is flippin' mental. Huh? No, I wasn't born here. I'm from a wee bit out west. That's all. I've seen some rough times. I think I'll settle down for a while.
He's from out west, huh?
You wouldn't believe the shenanigans that happen in my business. I thought at least here in the middle of nowhere, I could stay clear of, my old pals. Oh, don't ask me what happened. Have you no discretion, me old chum?
No discretion is me all chum, huh? Well, I guess not. Anyway, anything else?
That gaping hole. Well, search me. It's where the people around here toss all their rubbish. Corpses, or you know what. Or whatever they'd rather be rid of. Oh, and those human statues. Who are they supposed to be? Anybody, I suppose. Probably just some old pagan costume. What's it like at the bottom of the hole? I mean, why in the hell would I know?
Why would you know?
Oh, yeah. Somebody told me that the grave of a saint lies below here. Not built by the king, no. It dated back to a time long before him. The tomb connects to that hole. And there's something about some rat king down there. Hell, if the old rat is as rich as they say, maybe I should go and pay him a visit.
Maybe. Right, anything else?
Oh, I should have listened to the warn. Huh? Seen some...
I think that's all he has to say.
You wouldn't... Oh?
Alright.
What? Don't wait.
No, I'm wasting your time, alright. So... Alright, Slayersmith Gilligan. Nice. I don't think there's anything new from you. I just want to double check.
Need armor?
Okay, yeah, nothing new.
Are you sure?
Alright. Okie dokie. I'm just gonna do a quick check around here. Nothing new from you.
Lonely chap.
These are... Alright. I think you have nothing new either.
You've been long. Well, I've only one.
Yeah, okay.
Knowing.
So I don't think you have anything new from you over you. Alright. Do I want to... We only have really enough for one level up. Well, 2 if we use one of these. We'll go 2. Alright.
Bearer of the curse. Seek lest.
Seek list. 2 more, cool. Probably vitality at this point. More iframes is always good. So should we work on our dexterity so we can wield the other spears? I should probably focus on this. trying to see if I can raise my physical defense, but it doesn't seem to want to. Well, anyway, we'll up our vitality a bit. Nice. Alright. Alright, and with that, we'll call an episode. Yep. We did Earthen Peak. Yep. Start off at the bonfire just past the covetous serpent arena. And we just kind of made our way through. Yep. Definitely kept our eye out for the mannequins because they love to hop down ladders and behind stairs and all that jazz. So, yep. Yeah, particularly, well, I don't know. Start off the bonfire. I'll just kind of start over again. Yeah. Start off at the bonfire, cross the little walkway, encounter the little steel workers, kind of, dealt with them. Looted items. I'm trying to remember. Yep. And then we walked out onto a ledge, seeing the inside of the actual tower. Yep. And from there, we could actually see two of the mannequin archers that would, pelt us later on. So we dealt with them up the tried to go up the stairs, but we kind of got ambushed by a mannequin. Yeah, they love ambushing you in Earthen Peak. So, yep. So we dealt with him up the stairs. I'm trying to remember what was up there. I think that's where the steelworker was at, up the stairs. Yeah. And then we encountered our first grave warden. Yep. The first grave warden, who's supposed to be in the undead crypt, but somehow is in the Earthen Peak for some reason. Yeah, don't know why he's up there, but he's up there. Yep. So we dealt with him, crossed the bridge. Thankfully, didn't have to deal with the pesky archers, but and I think that's kind of as far as we got. Yeah, because we tried to go, walked towards the elevator, and two more mannequins decided to drop down. Yeah, and as they drop down, they love to throw their poison knives at you. Yeah, it does a pretty good amount of build up, so we got poisoned, unfortunately. Yeah. Although we did deal with the mannequins, we weren't quick enough in healing, and we succumbed to the poison. Yeah. I always say it again, poison Dark Souls 2 is very deadly, so do not underestimate it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we spawned at the bonfire, made our way through the mannequins, the grave wardens, steel worker, back to the little mannequin trap. So we let them, came down, and we picked them off kind of one-on-one in the hallway. So yeah, definitely much better the second time. And I'm trying to remember what we did. Kind of get confused by that place sometimes. Did we go to the ladder next? No. Wow, I already forgot what we did, or at least the order we did it. Trying to remember. I don't know if I remember. This is bad. Was it the elevator? No, I don't think it was the elevator. Oh, I don't remember, so I'm just gonna ramble off. So, yeah, I know we eventually made our way to the next bonfire of the area, past a fog wall. Yep. Yeah, so we go up the ladder. That will lead us to the grave warden guarding the windmill. Yep. So we dealt with him, and then there was like stairs right next to the fog wall, where there was another mannequin kind of ambushed from the stairs, but luckily they didn't really throw their poison knives, so we just kind of dealt with them pretty swiftly. And then we went through the fog, found the bonfire, lit a torch, and then we set the windmill on fire. Yeah, we burned the windmill. Definitely highly recommend doing it, so because it causes the contraption to stop moving. It stops pumping the upper areas of poison. Yeah, so it's just just do it. Yeah, just do it. And then after that, up the stairs. I think that would encounter the. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so we went up the stairs. Another. Went up the stairs, and that gave us a vantage point on some mannequins that could ambush us on the higher levels. As we took out our bow, hot shot one at a time, knocking them down to our level, and we just kind of picked them off one at a time. Basically, disarming an ambush from happening later. And then that level had a pressure plate arrow trap. It also had the mannequin mask. Yep, it's the only way you can get the mannequin mask is from the item, the pickup item. Yeah, the mannequins themselves won't drop it, so they can drop everything else but the mask. Yep. And then before going up that elevator, we went out to the ledge. There was another mannequin in ambush on our left. A lot of ambushes there, but so we took care of that. Went down the other end of the hall. That's where we had the little elevator. Yep. So we activated the elevator, waited for it to go up because there was an item underneath it. So we quickly grabbed it, and then before the elevator came back down, we got out of the way. Yep. Up the little ladder. And apparently, the two mannequins up top, who would ambush you on the elevator, they triggered without us being on the elevator. So that allowed us to pick them off, with the arrows. Pot-shotted one, and then dealt with the other one pretty swiftly. And then we went back up the ladder. I was trying to think we took care of another mannequin through some poison pots. Booked a right. And we came up upon a grave warden from behind. Took care of him. I think we went up the stairs. Yep. Saw a desert sorceress from the distance. Took care of her. Yep. Peeked left, found another sorceress to our left. So we kind of stepped out, shot her with an arrow, stepped behind cover, stepped out, shot her. Rinse and repeat till she was dead. Yep. And she was guarding a trapped chest. I don't quite remember what it was in it. I think it was a Pharaoh's Lockstone. Yeah, that's right. The Pharaoh's Lockstone. Hopped across, took care of another mannequin. That would actually lead us to the next little section of the Earthen Peak, where we could have taken the ladder up from the pressure plate trap. But instead of going forward, we went backwards. Trying to remember which way we went. Okay, so we went back down. Yeah, went back down to the elevator. Took it all the way up. But it was a chest containing the mirror shield. Yep, and we went back to where we found the grave warden, because there was another path to the right, which had another grave warden at the end, but that contained a perilous jump across a gap. Yeah, it's one of those where you need to jump at an angle to reach a little point that's sticking out on the other end. It was definitely a perilous jump. I have missed it a few times, so just if you try it and you miss, don't worry. Just run back, do it again. Yeah, you have to kind of aim a little bit to the left with this little piece of the floor jutting out a little bit. So we just hopped across, dealt with the grave warden on the other side. I don't quite remember what was in that chest. I don't know. It was like it was a brave warrior soul and crimson water. So worth it? Maybe. So we looted the old radiant gem before we hopped across. And from there we dropped down, opened the door where we found Pate. Mild mannered Pate. Yep. So we talked to him. He gave us his stuff. His armor set, his weapon, his shield, and his ring. Yep. His full stuff. Yep. And he'll give it to you during your second encounter with him after you summon him for at least one boss fight and he survives. So, yeah. Yeah, the armor set he gives you is the warrior set from Dark Souls 1, so that's a real positive. Yeah, I really do like that set. At least visually, anyway. So we talked with him, we talked about treasure, so we went back out, continued that little, I don't know, balcony thing to a treasure chest containing a great soul arrow, or a great heavy soul arrow. That was the treasure he was talking about, so we continued to talk with him, talked about how someone's after his life, we should be careful, yep. And that was it. That's all we did with him. Yep. So he should now be in his next location. I'm pretty sure it's in Bright Stove, Seldora. I'm pretty sure he's there. Yep. And then after that, we did a drop down to a quote secret balcony, which led us to another chest containing another copy of Lightning Spear. So now we get equipped 2 for a total of 6 casts. That's pretty big. Yeah, because the only other way to increase cast is either by using herbs to restore uses or to bump up attunements, because attunement will increase spell uses. So higher attunement levels, more spells per slot. So getting a second copy of Lightning Spear is a good thing. Yep, and then from that little balcony, we hopped across, picked up the poison-infused broadsword and an effigy. And then we hopped back across where we first got a... What did we get there? I don't quite remember. What was it? Oh, man. You'd think I would remember because I just played, but I don't. I don't know. I don't remember, but we made the perilous jump across, then we went back up. Yep, and at that point we went all the way up, up the ladder past the pressure plate. And I'm trying to remember what was up there. No, before we did that, we went back towards where where the elevator was, because there was a railings you could break. You could pick up an item on the ledge there. But if you go down the other end, is where we met Laddersmith Gilligan. Yep. Laddersmith Gilligan. So we talked to him. We bought his service. Yep. We paid 2,000 souls for him to put a ladder in place for us. Definitely worth it, because it'll lead to a Twinkling Titanite and what was the other thing? Pharaoh's Lockstone, I believe. Yeah, so definitely worth it. Yeah, so we talked with him. He's talking about how someone's after his life. He's got to get out of there. Talked about how the prince had a lover and his wife was trying to get his attention, all that stuff. So I'm pretty sure it's the same princess as the Belfries was talking about. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same ones. So we talked with him, bought some stuff from him, bought the black leather set from him, a pair of claws, and his ladder miniature. Yeah, the miniature is for later, for another NPC quest later on. So I'll get more into that once we get to him. So just know, just buy it now, so you just don't forget about it. And then after him, went up the ladder past the pressure plate trap, which took us to the top level of the Earthen Peak. We sat down to the hallway, cleared out the poison jars. Before going down the hallway, we turned around and went through a fake wall. Yep. Fake wall leading to the balcony with a sorceress that was raining fireballs on us as we went through Harvest Valley. So we dealt with her swiftly in vengeance. And in that balcony was the Spell Quartz Ring +1. Yeah. So now we have an upgraded version of that, just whenever we need it. And after that, we went down the hallway, clearing out the jars, picked off these suspicious shadow on the roof. Then we ranged bow and arrow the Desert Sorceress to the right. Up the stairs. Up the stairs again. And then above the Grave Wardens, and there's 2 fake walls. Yep. One of them had a hidden bonfire, which is a better bonfire if you die to Mytha, so you don't have to run back through everything. And the other one had a petrified something. Yep. So we now have something to give to Dino and Tillo for more rewards. Yep. And then after that, went back downstairs, but before going down, we had another room full of jars and beetles, and we cleared that out. And the chest was our first mimic. Yep. Our first mimic of the game. Yep. Yeah, the easiest way to tell it's a mimic is to look for a latch on the latch on it. Yeah. Mimics are the only ones with latches. So if you see a chest with a latch, it's a mimic. You also kind of see their teeth as well. Yeah. And Dark Souls 2, they don't breathe, so they don't slightly open or close. They're just static. So we tested to see if the Lloyd's Talisman puts them to sleep still, and they do. So if you don't want to fight them, throw a talisman at them, get the stuff, and go away. But we did end up fighting them, and mimics in Dark Souls 2, if you attack them in Dark Souls 2, they will immediately try to do their grab attack. Yeah, so if you want to fight a mimic, hit them once or twice, and then back away. Make sure you get far enough away, because the hitbox for the grab attack is pretty big. So if you think you're far enough away, you're probably not. So just give it a few whacks, walk away, and just kind of beat it up as it's resettling itself. So we made short work of the mimic, and from him we got the work hook, which is kind of like just a gimmick weapon, or just I don't know, not really a gimmick, but I don't know what the right word is. Not to be taken seriously, I'll say that. And the other item was the Dark Gauntlets. Yeah. Gauntlets of the Dark Armor set from Dark Souls 1, used by the Dark Wraiths. It's in this game. Yeah. But the mimics have the pieces, so we have to find the mimics for the rest of the set. But at least we have the gauntlets. And then after that, we summoned Jester Thomas. Well, we took care of the 2 Grave Wardens and the crawling undeads in front of Mytha's boss arena, so took care of them, and then we summoned Jester Thomas, and then we fought Mytha, the Baleful Queen. Yep. And if you summon Jester Thomas, you put on the red eye ring, Jester Thomas will do the work for you. Yes. Because Mytha, again, is weak to fire, and Jester Thomas loves his pyromancies. Yep. He throws, Chaos Fireball. He'll use a Flame Swath Fireball. I think he uses Darts, or one other big pyromancy spell. I can't remember what it's called. Forbidden Sun or something like that. But yeah, he just throws pyromancies at her, so he makes short work of her, I'll say that. So we took her on. She's not too bad. Yep. So we beat her up, got her soul, moved past, or continued forward up an elevator, which took us to the Iron Keep. Yep. Our next major area with an old one at the end. Yep. Yeah, so we hit the bonfire, came back to Majula, talked with Gilligan, and leveled up, and that was it. Yep, that was it. Yep, finished up Earthen Peak. Whee! Yep. And the next episode will be the Iron Keep, or at least a part of it anyway. Yeah, there's a lot in the Iron Keep, and it is a pretty difficult area. Yep. So, yeah, a lot of enemies in Iron Keep. Yeah, just enemy density is pretty high there, so it's we're going to be taking our time clearing it out. Yeah, so we'll have to deal with NPC invaders on that bridge. That first bridge has NPC invaders on the other side. There's Alon Knights everywhere. We have the Smelter Demon we're going to fight. Ironclads. Pristine ironclads. They're not rusted, they're pristine. Yeah. There's also Belfry Soul in that little area. Some more invaders. More Alon Knights everywhere. Oh man, they're everywhere. So, yeah. There's also another merchant NPC there. A pretty important one who will give us the gold serpent ring. Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of stuff in there. A lot of stuff. Yeah, but at the end is the Old Iron King. So. Iron Keep might take 2 or 3 episodes just to fully do, but that is our next stop. But again, that is for another episode, and I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.